Fairmont Federal Credit Union was born 75 years ago. When we're sitting in the drive-thru or waiting in the lobby or checking our balances on our phones, we're not thinking about that. To us, the credit union is just something that's there, been there for as long as most of us can remember. But the credit union hasn't always just been there. It actually represents a vital piece of North Central West Virginia's history. The city of Fairmont came out of the Civil War era riding the tidal wave of the Industrial Revolution. Beginning with the arrival of the railroad in the 1850s, the area economy was fundamentally changed from rural farming to mining and industry. The changes were incredible, as the region began providing much of the energy that fueled America's rise to world leader and was home to thriving industries and factories. And was one of those factories that would directly lead to the creation of Fairmont Federal Credit Union. The Owens Bottle Machine Company began operations on Fairmont's east side in 1910 under the guidance of West Virginia native Michael Owens. Eventually, it would merge with another company to become Owens, Illinois. The company saw value in the human capital that its employees represented. They knew that workers who were happy and invested in the community provided stability for the company. One way to ensure that stability was to encourage financial security on the part of the workers. And what better way to do that than to make home ownership a possibility? But even then, borrowing money from banks could be difficult, particularly in the wake of the Depression-era bank failures. And for immigrants, it could be even harder. It was in that atmosphere that the Owens, Illinois Credit Union was born in 1939. Unlike banks, credit unions are actually owned by the members themselves. They become owners through their deposits and savings and checking accounts. And that same money is used for loans to members for the purchase of homes, cars, and eventually businesses. For the employees of Owens, Illinois, it was empowering. Towards the end of the 20th century, the face of American manufacturing was changing drastically for a number of reasons. North Central West Virginia was not immune to that often painful change, and in the early 1980s, Owens, Illinois shut its doors. But the credit union it gave life to did not. It had already morphed into a new entity, one representing opportunity for everyone in the area, not just employees of the factory. Renamed Fairmont Federal Credit Union, continued its mission of service to its members. New branches appeared, new services became available, and even as more and more traditional banks were scooped up by generic corporations and decision-making shifted to different states and time zones, Fairmont Federal Credit Union dug in and deepened its commitment to the people of the region. Which is not to say that the credit union hasn't changed in a lot of visible ways, but at its heart, it is still the same thing it was 75 years ago, a source of empowerment for its members and this community. So why the history lesson? Because the more we know about what led us to this moment, the more we can appreciate it, and appreciate how far we've all come together. Fairmont Federal Credit Union has been a vital contributor to our area's history, is a willing partner in our present, and a key investor in our future, and that is worth celebrating. Happy anniversary.